All right, so in this video, we're going to be conducting this little challenge here. My name's Rob. I'm with precodecamp.com, and we're going to take you through the thought process on how to solve this prompt. There's a link going to be in the description, as well as this video, on where you can actually go to JS Fiddle, try this out yourself, if you are wanting to code along utilizing it. So, our challenge is we need to provide a function that will take a string of numbers, like you see right here that I have on line 5, and it will provide you with the average of those numbers. Now, the thing also says that we have to return 0 if we receive an empty string, and also all these numbers are going to be separated by spaces. So that's how we're going to do that. So things that we need to think in the back of our minds is, all right, is there anything out there that can help us with converting a string to maybe an array, right? And then the other thing that we're going to think of is how can we loop through that array and keep track of these numbers being added together, okay? So those are some things that you might want to think about while trying to do this. Feel free to pause the video and see if you can do it yourself. And if not, just unpause the video and we can go ahead and resume with this lesson. So, all right, well, hopefully you ended up trying this out. And this is where we're trying to go with this is we're going to go ahead and create a function here. And I'm just going to call it average. So I'm going to do function average. And inside the parameters here, I know that I'm going to be taking in a string, and it's going to have a bunch of numbers in it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and close off this function. And I'm going to supply this part here with a console log. So I'm going to do a console log of this right here. Okay. So what we first need to do is handle the part where if the string that's coming in is empty, then we need to just return 0. And one of the things that I like doing is let's just do a real quick if check at the very beginning, and then we can go ahead and just exit out of the function altogether, because if it's empty, there's no point of even trying to do the rest of the things that we need to do with it. And readability wise, it really helps that developer see what's kind of going on. So if we can just do that right off the bat really quick, and we can do a real quick test here. So we can do if, and then we'll do num string, and then we'll do equals equals equals, and then in the string quotes we're just going to do empty, right? We just want it empty. So if it is empty, then we can return 0. Now in JavaScript, you can simply do a return 0 all one line if that's what you want to do. I typically will just go ahead and teach the curly brackets and just put it inside of that scope of a return of 0. Okay, both work out really well. Let's go ahead and test that out real quick. I'm going to cut that from our console log, and then I'm just going to run it, and then of course we get 0. Now if I put something in here, I save it, run it, I should get nothing because we didn't return anything, right? So we get undefined. Now the next thing that we need to do is we need to take our string somehow and convert it into an array. So something that I will always tell students that are trying to learn this is, all right, well, let's go ahead and pause right here and let's do a real quick Google search on how can I convert a string to an array, right? And what we'll see is what we can do is we will utilize the split method on the string. Okay, so we can do something like this. We can say let numbers equal, and then the num string dot split, and then what do we want to split it on? Well, we want to split it on the space. Let's do a real quick console log of numbers. and see what that gives us. So I expect to see an undefined still, but I also expect to see what our numbers, what line 14 is actually doing here for us. So I see a 12, a 34, a 56, and so on. And things that you will hopefully point out here is you see those little tick marks in here. That tells me that this is still a string. It's really not a number quite yet. Okay, but we'll handle that inside of the loop that we're going to be doing. Okay, so let's see if we can go ahead and write out a simple for loop. Again, another good point to kind of pause this is let's just go ahead and write a simple for loop going through this new array that we created right here. And maybe we can even console log the numbers that are going through that loop. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that out. So I'm going to get rid of this console log here, and I'm going to do a simple for loop. I'm going to say for let I equal and 0. And then the next thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that I is less than, we want to keep on going through this loop as long as I is less than the length of the array, because we made this very customizable as far as our functionality goes. Like, we're not looking for specifically, hey, let's only do 5 numbers. Maybe we can throw a 6th one in there or a 7th one. So it's very flexible. It's not hard coded. And inside here, let's just go ahead and console log. And we'll console log the numbers square bracket I. Okay, let's go ahead and save that, and let's run it and see what we get. So now I get 12, 34, 56, 78, 90. Now if I wanted to know the type of this, because notice that there's no quotes around it anymore, but I can do type of, and we can see what it is. And we get string, 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 string. Let me clear this out so we can see it a little bit better. I'll go ahead and run it, and then we get string still. Okay, so that's why we're going to need to convert the string value here to a number, and multiple ways to go about that. And usually I'll have students Google, hey, how can you convert a string to a number, and see what you come up with. And you'll get an array of different methods that are out there that will do that for us. So in our case, we're going to use the parseInt on it. So if I do something like this, I can do a real quick console log of the parseInt, and I can throw in the numbers, square bracket I, and then I can do a type of right before it. So let me save that and run it. And now we actually get number, 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 number. Okay, so now we know that it's a number. So what I can do now is I'm going to get rid of this. I'll still keep the parseInt. And just like in our previous videos that we've shown you, is anytime you're trying to have some sort of accumulator out there, then we're going to have and initialize a variable on the outside of a loop to kind of help us keep track of that stuff. So what we can put in here is we can say let sum equals 0. So we're going to initialize it to 0. And then inside this loop here, we can say sum equals sum plus, and then whatever number we are now deciphering in our parseInt. Okay. And then the last thing that we can do is if we just do return sum, we're going to get the sum, right? We're not going to get the average. And so the next thing that I want you all to think about is, and maybe Google if you want, is how can I tell how many numbers are in this array, right? What property do I have access to know how many numbers are in this array. And so what we could do is we can say, you know what? We're going to divide that by numbers.length. Okay, so now I can save this, and then no longer will we see 270. We will see 54, which is exactly what our prompt up here kind of gave us. All right. So hopefully by going through this and seeing the different things that we added to our functions, as well as our return statements, will help you out. Of course, we could go a whole heck of a lot more into this by adding some more precautionary features, such as, hey, let's check to make sure that this is an actual number inside of here and it's not going to give us back any not a numbers, right? So anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Make sure that you like and subscribe to our channel, because we're just going to be producing a whole lot more of these types of videos if you found it helpful. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.